here we are, another Facebook Friday Night Live Zoom. Today's April 30th, 2021. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Let's see, is this thing working here? I think it's working. Facebook's changed it again. Today's been a little bit cool for the end of April. We're almost into May. And things are getting more interesting every day. Let's see if anybody shows up. We are I'm still on a buzz. We just came from the basement, working all day. What day am I on now? I don't even know. 31 or something. Just living and loving. Level 7. We're 30 at day 31. Huh? The choice is always yours to live it or not. And in these times, these trying times right now, we are going through many challenges at all levels. There's a spiritual warfare happening. And it's time to take back the light and keep our soul on target for the order it only knows how to do. It only knows how to work in order and peace, balance, correct conduct in this material realm. We always confuse things. Is this thing working? I think so. Well, we're off to the races. Hello, Lisa.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm traveling right now, so
Okay.
I'm on the road.
Very good. We're just hanging in here. Nobody showed up, so see if anybody comes on next few minutes. So how's it going? It's very challenging for many of us to take charge of our health. 31 years, April, May, June, 31 years. And it's interesting, talking to people about health and what they believe health is and so on and so forth. A lot of people think being in shape physically is health. It's one very small aspect of health.
Yeah.
There's so many aspects of health. But for the most part, a lot of people would think you can find health in a bottle or something.
Hey, or in a meal.
Or in a meal, yeah. That
Or
the whole supplementation, world is multi-billion-dollar business.
yeah.
And I went down that road with the supplements. It was for years I spent a fortune
Yeah.
on many different things. Like I spent easily between 200 250,000 in the last 30 years on things for my health, things I thought were for my health.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting, just watching what happened these past 31 years. It's been quite a ride, quite a ride. Like
Where? Yeah.
way back when I started, vegetarianism was, holy man, what's that? And then the veganism, and then the raw foodism, and then the keto started coming back around, the high fat stuff, and the paleo stuff, and all kinds of stuff. Keto's been around. I think it was it launched the first time was in the 70s, if I believe, if I'm mistaken. So everything comes full circle over and over again. As humans, we know that from history, we learn that we don't learn.
Yeah.
And we keep repeating the same cycles over and over and over again. It's very interesting how we do things. If you look at even the political things, like from thousands of years, it's the same things they're doing from back then.
We're Rome. We're going right down the same path as Rome.
Exactly the same.
No freaking difference.
They do it over and over. And it's the same thing with our health. I wish that there would be some light shining in people's soul to wake them up. And hi, Bilgy. and see that, you know, you got to take charge, you got to take responsibility, you got to take action, you got to be disciplined, and you got to stay committed. Nobody can do it for you. That magic pill, we've been all looking for it. Haven't found it yet. Ruckus, health is in vitality, and vitality is in being in our flow. Absolutely, flow. Without flow, there's stagnation. Stagnation brings disease. And that's the biggest issue that everybody has, is the stagnation. We call them obstructions, which stagnate in certain areas of the physical, mental, and emotional bodies. But everything starts on the emotion all the time. So these energy packets, if it doesn't happen in the fields, you will not see it in matter state. It just does not happen. It has to come from the fields. When a man and woman have intercourse for procreation, there's that spark of light that happens in the fields to activate what's happening in matter state and bring the pregnancy forth. Every single aspect of creation happens this way, and the fields is where it's all at. So if we need to get something done, why focus on matter when we have this new understanding that it's all in the fields? So how do we focus on the fields? Well, meditation is a way. Prayer, just setting your intent and emotion and consciously being aware of that intent and emotion over and over again. Writing things down on paper helps as well.
Mhm.
But that's coming from the fields, right? When you're writing things down, where's it coming from? It ain't coming from matter. It's coming from the fields, and we're putting it into a matter so we can see it in this physicality and bring life to it. And that's a very powerful thing that it's very, very highly recommended that people having challenges with emotions, write down the challenges you're having, write them down, and then do a ritual and burn them outside, send them back to where they came from. And you may have to do the same thing over and over and over again. You know, we're doing these calls, and a lot of things repetition. Repetition is the mother of skill. This is the way it is. It's the simplicity of the thing. There's not much that we have to confuse ourselves with living this lifestyle. It is very simple, very simple. So away we go. Yeah, so Facebook had changed some settings for the Zoom, so that's why we couldn't get on last Wednesday. They're always doing something. You have to, there's a new way to set it up now, but seems to be working, so all is well. I just came from the basement at 8:30. I came up, been down there all day mudding.
That's a lot of work.
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
Hello, Sheila. Yeah, yeah. I've
So-
been down here for a year. It's a lot of work for sure for one person. For one guy.
What day are you on with your journey right now? The 30 days or so you said?
31,
31.
level 7. I was today was the first day I drank about a bottle. I just came off of a 2.5 day dry, but the whole month's been very dry. Very dry. I haven't been drinking much at all. I'm just loving it. It's a wonderful feeling, and being able to have the energy to do construction work, 8-10 hours a day. No problem. A couple of days here and there, you get those little bit of healing reactions here, but they pass. You wash yourself out. But yeah, it's quite a journey, you know. You keep making those deposits every fast. You make your deposit in the bank, and you start reaping in the rewards as the years go by. It's the way it is. It's truly amazing. I went down to my lowest weight ever, to 135.
Mm.
That's I don't remember being that weight. Anyway,
Oh, geez, I hit 118
yeah.
below.
Yeah.
It's like, shit.
I was at
I'm
87.
150 now. It's like 118, man.
But the feeling.
No, I felt like shit at 118.
Did you?
That's
Yeah, well, when you start fasting, you lose a lot.
yeah.
You know,
That is only the one time that's stabilized.
Yeah.
the most I ever weighed was about 195, 197, just under 200. And it's probably about the time I started my fasting journey, when I was that weight, and that came off pretty quick. Yeah. How you doing, Sheila? Everything okay?
Mm.
I'm still on a buzz. Oh, all day.
So, Gino, are you just going for however long you feel called to in this?
Yeah, I've chosen level 7 now, so I'm gonna keep going. I don't have plans on eating right now.
Yeah.
We'll see what
Yeah.
comes forth. Um, you know, anybody who chooses level 7, you really got to stay focused, and
Mhm.
we don't recommend ever going back to lower than level 5 if you're doing level 7 for any length of time. You will not be a happy camper eating any more than a couple days a week. So you got to be really focused. That's why we say just take it slow and allow the discipline to happen over the years and move up slowly up to levels. You know, you can throw in a level 7 for a week here and there, no big deal, and then go back down to whatever level you started at. That's okay. But you know, for the most part, level 2, pretty much anybody can start. Very few people would have to start at level 1. And after a few weeks or months, you should be able to get up to level 3. That's when you're going to start seeing a lot more happening than level, 2 or 1. So
What's wrong? Oh, sorry, I gotta go.
the kiddies, you know, being on the levels is very revealing when you start moving up the ladder.
Mhm. I did 7 last week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How's the arm?
Yeah, it's just about there. Still a little.
You able to
sore.
can you put pressure on it, but push up?
Yeah,
It's tough.
it lets me know that I'm doing it. But it's better.
Yeah.
So I can feel it when I try to, it's got to be scarring tissue in there or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But how big was the fracture?
I don't know, inch and a half,
Oh, okay.
but pretty good. It was close to being pinned. That's what he told me.
Oof.
Yeah.
They love putting pins in people these days, man.
Well, thank God I don't have a pin in there.
Yeah. They like people are breaking things, in the old days they just used to set and put a cast.
Yeah.
Now, unless it was a really bad break, now they're everything. They're just putting pins
Yep.
or changing joints, putting artificial joints. Like,
Yep.
wow, geez. Artificial joints.
The biggest challenge is trying to just reestablish my freaking routine. That's been the biggest challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get thrown off and spin like that.
I was freaking laser focused prior to this, and that's just gone.
Comes back.
It will. When I can really start exercising like I want to, it will. That's the only piece that's missing is the exercising.
I'm back. I was thinking about staying on for 2 weeks right now of level 7, and then doing 2 days off. Who's the next to you? And then back again for level 5.
With clean eating.
Yeah, that's the goal. And I have found that I'm trying to look at this, and I am looking at this as more of a spiritual fast. Because this is where my connection needs to be made. And I'm trying to do some inner work and understanding to figure out what I need to complete the puzzle between physicality and the spiritual nature of it all. Because I think I've also been harboring a lot of victim consciousness.
Yeah.
And not, yeah. So, I have found I find that there's an interesting dichotomy that comes with the fasting where you have more peace and at the same time more emotion. You have more calm, but also more anxiety. At least this is what happens for me. So I just have to keep using the tools, which for me right now are meditation, self-care with how I spend my time, and contemplation before action.
What brings on this anxiety?
A lot of it feels very physical. I've felt like I'm sort of a freight train that just starts going and can't come to a stop. I wake up usually kind of in a panic in the morning, because I'm having some pretty the dreams are full of action, disturbing matters too, and sometimes they're worse than others. They're kind of at a medium level right now, and the meditation does help. So I think some exercise would also help too, and I kind of I still feel like I'm sort of somebody new in this body because of all the different things that have come up over the past few years.
Yeah, when I look back, I don't, I look at my life, I go, holy geez, man, was that really me? So if,
Yeah.
I know how you feel, but we can change your personalities. That does happen, especially when you start fasting. Guarantee your personality is going to change.
Yeah. So I'm trying to work that out, trying to find the right place for me to be in mentally when I'm doing the things that I need to do, or if there's things that I need to change from doing, because I need more calm. Do you mind? So, um, yeah, right now I'm in an RV and there's loud sounds and other people. So, and this isn't even that hard. The camping I did 2 weeks ago was a lot tougher. But I realized some stuff. I was doing a project for somebody late at night several days ago, and I ended up getting really super involved in it and just really intensely working on it. And I didn't sleep well that night, and I had to wait much longer time to go to bed because I'd gotten myself so riled up. And so perhaps it's something I did my whole life. I think I kind of did. I would work really intensely on projects and do overnights on things. And so it's hard to put down old habits. And then I think in the fasted state and in the less obstructed state, when you do the same old thing, you have a different feeling when that happens. Yeah, I think I thrived on a lot of busyness in the past. Well, and I would it was kind of like a drug, getting doing something really, really well, getting praised for it, and being intense about it. And you think it serves you. I lived in New York City, I had a big career, and you think that's the epitome, and there's drinking and food and all of that stuff and stimulation everywhere. And so you just, that's the that's what I lived in for a decade at least.
The good life.
Yeah. So I think I'm trying to unwind some of that, and might have had a lot of clarity in these past 7 days. I wish I don't know. I would like the physicality to feel a little different, but I'm having some challenges with staying I don't know how to explain it. I wouldn't say the word hydrated, but I do a lot of work outside, and it's basically, it feels like summer here, for everybody else in Florida right now. But I was trying to do a dry the other day, and I felt so thirsty, and I didn't end up, I ended up drinking. And so I'm having challenges with that. And even right now, my dry mouth is really pretty hard. Like it's hard for me to read books to my kids.
You are doing a lot of washing.
1 to 2 times a day.
You drinking enough on the drinking days in your windows?
I think so. 3 to 4 times a day of 16 ounces should be good. 2 liters. But yeah, sometimes I'll have a little extra tea at night. I had a to a meeting the other night, and so I was at a restaurant. And I just brought a little bit of tea with me. Actually, I've been to 2 events. There was one Saturday night and one Wednesday night. Yeah, and they were each at restaurants, one of which I hosted. And I still found a way to just, do my thing and fast while other people were eating and stuff, and purchase something even so that, I could sit there still in the restaurant, take it home for my kids.
Yeah, if you're feeling thirsty, especially on the dries, there's just more purging needs to be done. That's all. One step. Make sure you're drinking enough. Make sure you're washed.
I found preparing for the dry 2 days prior, really, really washing out extra. And then it's usually no problem.
Oh, okay. I can try that.
And when I want to go into an extended dry, I'll go 2 Kalimas a day minimum for at least 2 days prior. And I won't take any of the plasma pudding.
The emptier you are,
Yeah, when you enter, absolutely.
the better
Huh.
the interact.
Okay. It's interesting being around the food, and I can remember there was a time when it was probably it could be 2.5 to 3 years ago. I was telling you that somebody was in my house, a relative, and they were cooking potato soup, sort of just boiled potatoes and onions. And I felt so, gosh, what's the word? Upset, or just intensely addicted to it at that moment. I felt like I wanted to bathe in it. And I remember it was kind of a funny thing to say, and somebody laughed, but it was so strong, that intensity level for that food. And that's what I have found has happened over the years with the fasting that I've done, is that the intense addiction and sort of this unrequited love of these smells, and it's just gotten so intense. But what I'm working on right now is learning how to control or balance or temper that. And I made a dish that I really wanted to partake in for my family. They really wanted that thing, and I could make it, but I didn't want to make it because I was resentful that they could eat it and I couldn't. But once I took a drive to the library and came back and realized what I was doing, I said, no, I'm going to make it for you, and that's okay. And I need to be okay with it. And I made it for them. And I smelled it. I kept smelling it. I kept going in and just saying, love the smell, enjoy it, but bring the level of addicted excitement down. Just and to think about what happens with the physicality once I consume something like that. And I was able to, just move through it. But it's not easy, and there's things in my freezer that I saved for when I'm not fasting, and I've been thinking about them. Wouldn't that be nice to finish this or something? Or I've got stuff growing in my garden that I want to eat, like the tomatoes that are ripening, and but I am just loving that I can give them to others. and kind of imagining what they taste like. So, and I've been planting up a storm. So in the 7 days that I've been fasting right now, I I've put in a lot of fruit trees and done a lot around the yard. So put in another mulberry, jackfruit,
How
and
much yard space do you have?
I have under an eighth of an acre. No, I want privacy. Um, so yeah, I've got so over 30 fruiting, edible, and fruit trees
Hmm.
going. And I think my banana is getting ready to start its first rack. So one of my bananas, I've got close to a dozen of them right now. And it's an interesting thing too. So even when I can't eat the food, so to speak, I can compost it. So I can just send it right back.
That's what nature does.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of a neat feeling because I'm working on permaculture practices. And so I just did a big chop and drop, which is when you take the stuff that you've grown and chop it down without killing it and lay it out so it feeds the other plants, and then it'll just grow back. And so I love working hard because I see myself as a steward too, to try to rehabilitate this land that we're on.
Yeah, just keep dumping stuff in, composting.
I saw my first hummingbird, and my neighbor said she hadn't seen one in the 30 years that she'd lived in the neighborhood.
Wow.
But within 1 year on my property, I got the hummingbird.
We
And
humans,
yeah,
we humans love destroying stuff.
yeah,
Pretty good at that, that's for sure.
yeah.
Bilge, how long was your longest dry fast in a row? Everybody's looking for get the ego fulfilled on how long. It's not about how long we can go, Bilge. It's are we gonna live it and love it? You know, people doing these long dry fasts and then they go cuckoo. So it's not what it's about. You know, staying dry. It's you gotta work your way up to that to allow the body to work on the fields. You know, as I said, like today's day 31, and it's in this whole month, it's not much drinking. We have there's many ways you can work your way up with the dries, as we have in the protocol. You know, you have the dry, wet, and colon feeding, everything in between. So you can really train yourself to slowly, as the GI tract gets cleaner and cleaner, you'll naturally be able to go longer. It's just the way it is. Everybody's different. Some people can go off the start, when they start dry fast, they can go longer than others. But there's a lot of variables that and reasons why that is, and it has to do with like the emotional level for sure, the ancestors, environments inside and outside, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How many obstructions we've accumulated in this physicality. And as time goes on, you'll be able to go longer and longer. You know, when I did my first 3-day dry fast, it was pretty tough. I couldn't, back then, I would have never been imagined doing, 30 days with almost no drinking and working every day. Physically, hard work. So it's it's almost delusional when you're in that state, and the monkey mind will try and convince you that it's not possible. But if you let that go and focus on what you got to do, the energy just keeps coming through. So focus on the lifestyle. That's where you're going to find the road to balance, which is an ongoing phenomenon. It's not a destination. It's a journey. It's an elegant dance. You always have to maintain that balance. It doesn't just happen and you're there. It's ongoing. You're always going to adjust here and there to keep the balance. And that's what the lifestyle is all about. Mastering the levels that you can live and love. As we say, we love eating, but we love fasting way more. So we enjoy both. And some people will maybe let go of the food. And then if they don't, it's okay. And a few others might even let go of the liquids over time. It's the journey's open for whatever you want it to be. Just allow it to take part, and things will they'll work out. Daniela, love your authenticity in words, Lisa. Did I miss anything here? No. Ruckus, I find that if I work on my passions and meditate, it's easy to fast. Absolutely. Once I do anything else, I start thinking about food, even though the body doesn't want anything yet. Well, sometimes I get thirsty in the hot sun, but mostly I always break before I actually really want anything. I should probably stick to passions and meditation. That's the key, Ruckus. If we love what we do, there is no time. We're just in that wonderful, beautiful zone, and we're just enjoying the moment, because the only thing that is the moment. There's no past, there's no future. It's always now. Tomorrow never comes, because tomorrow will be today.
Time's an illusion.
Time is definitely an illusion. But in this realm, we use time to reference things. And it's pretty hard to conceptualize that there's no time, but it's just think about going into the memory and looking at your life. It's like it just happened, if it could be 20 years ago, because it's all past, present, and future is all intertwined. And we can tap into all of that if we practice. Getting thirsty is one thing, and a dry mouth is another. Thirst is brought on by drinking. The dry mouths are from obstructions, which is a dehydrated state. And, when the body has the obstructions in it, it's going to be in a dehydrated state and a hungry state. Move those obstructions out and watch what happens. Happens every time. Body starts, nourishing itself and hydrating itself. It's pretty amazing. It's just the way they describe how the gravity works and all that. When you are running on fields, you will feel the body expanding. If you're doing yoga regularly, you'll really have a new understanding when you start living a fasting lifestyle and you start opening up the dries, because the body just opens right up, because the field strength throws everything in its proper position. Everything expands, spine expands, everything expands. And that's why people have noticed that they've grown taller, and some people quite substantial. Daniela, being in the moment is one thing, but for many peeps, planning and intuition is another. Lisa, do you have a Kalima board?
I do, but I haven't used it yet, and I don't know if it fits in my one bathroom. So,
One bathroom.
um,
That must be challenging.
what?
One bathroom, that must be challenging.
Yeah, well, we have a half bath too, but that's even more narrow.
Have you ever
Um,
used?
I'm sorry, what? I haven't used it yet.
Oh, okay. So you're just doing enemas then?
Yeah.
How many liters of enemas?
It's one of those cans. I think it's 2 liters. Sometimes I'll do an extra half.
That's it?
No, I mean, like, so 2.5 liters. But
That's all you do at one time?
yeah.
Yeah, you need to get your washing up there.
Mm.
To hook up your Kalima board would be much better. You get 5 gallons going through you. Makes a
Yeah.
big difference when you start washing. The
Yeah.
enemas are great and amazing, but we have things that are much better now, right? We have the Kalima and colonics. Do you ever go do colonics?
I did a long time ago. It was when I first started, and it was very painful for me. So I haven't gone back since.
Painful?
Oh yeah. It hurts so bad.
Really?
Uh,
Yeah.
That's
I
you.
also, when I started off, in the beginning, I was doing the enemas, and those hurt too. I would be in convulsing pain afterwards.
Huh.
It's usually when there's pain, it's usually gas.
Yeah, it felt bad. Like the colonic made me think about contractions in labor. So,
Yeah, good. When you're full of gas, locked up gas, you'll get pain.
yeah.
That's what you get. And or very irritated bowels,
Yeah.
inflamed. So, but as time went on, it got easier, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I put some extra in my enema can, so I couldn't have done that in the past.
I'm not talking about how much liters you can get into the body with the enema. I'm talking about total amount of liters to wash in each sitting. So if you have 2.5 liters, it doesn't matter that it takes 4 or 5 times to fill and dump, but you keep putting extra. You should get at least 6 liters through you, minimum, with an enema bag. I know it takes time, but
Oh, you mean without letting it out?
No.
no. I mean,
Oh.
total liters used to wash.
Oh, just used. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be putting 6 liters in.
Yeah.
Be able to hold it.
Maybe you can if you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I haven't attempted that, so I could start trying to. Although, yeah, I mean, I use a distiller, so I don't know how I'd have enough water. I wouldn't.
Yeah, spider.
Just what?
I got a spider in front of me.
Oh.
Where'd he come from?
Well, it looks like
Just
I'm gonna have to
get a
go.
filter for your shower head. You don't have to worry about distilled water.
Oh, I
They're
do
only
have a
about, they're
filter
about
on.
$35.
Yeah, I have a filter on the shower head, but how would I collect that water?
In a bucket.
In a bucket, right in the shower head.
If you don't have a handheld,
No.
oh, they're pretty cheap. You can buy them for like 15, 20 bucks, and then you put it in the pail.
Oh, my husband would kill me because he likes the new shower head he has. It's one of those spray ones or whatever, and he's tall, so it was a special thing, so it didn't hit his head. And
Oh, okay. Um,
but
well,
yeah,
maybe
I
you'll.
have the Kalima tank. I guess I could collect the water in the Kalima tank and then just pour it in from there.
Yeah, some people are, really fussy about making distilled water for doing enemas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've never ever done that. I've used just, filtered water for the most part. And before filters, there's many things you can do to help with the water, just adding baking soda, your motion and intent changes the structure of water.
Mm-hmm.
I've been filtering water for a long time, but way back from, it was, my parents bought a filter for the drinking water, maybe about a few years before I started fasting. So it's probably about 35 years. Never ever drank any tap water for that length of time. Now we don't drink water, but trying to convince people that they should filter their water is difficult enough.
Yeah.
Never mind the rest of their health. Oh, like, well, what's wrong with the city water? You drink it? Yeah, okay. Cheers. There's every pharmaceutical known in the city water. Traces of every pharmaceutical.
Oh, yeah.
And all the pesticides and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, for washing, when we're, fasting state, the body doesn't hold on to anything. That's why I don't really worry about it. It's in a purging mode. But shower filter, yeah, that's all you need. Or if you want to get fancy, you get yourself some better quality filters. But shower filter works. You can get, they have these RV filters, which you can put on like a garden hose.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I have to go now,
Yeah,
but
right.
it's good to talk to you all.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
So have you been out to the home centers to buy any supplies lately?
Everything's closed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You have to order online and then pick it up when it's ready. You can't go in the stores.
Unbelievable.
It's lockdown.
Holy shit.
Yep. It is
I,
what it is.
I want to make a project. I want to make a trellis. And I'm going to grow cantaloupes up over the trellis.
Ah, nice.
So I figured I'd support it in the middle. I just get some pipe. Pretty cheap.
The
What I thought was cheap, just black iron pipe, right?
yeah,
I remember paying like 75 cents a foot or something for it last time I bought it, which wasn't all that long ago.
the black pipe, gas
Just
pipe.
black pipe, just black pipe. They want $5 a foot for it now. A 10-foot length of pipe is $50 freaking dollars.
Price. How about the electrical conduit? The galvanized one?
Yeah, I had some 3/4 at home that I had, and I used that. I just had to cut it and thread it.
Or the plastic?
But even the fittings for what I have, Jesus, I just got 2 elbows and 2 flanges. It cost me $26.
The prices have gone crazy.
It's like, holy shit.
The
Last
inflation.
project for a while, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and our the value of our money is going
Yeah,
down the toilet very fast.
it's incredible the amount of how fast it's going now.
Yeah. Well, they just keep printing it.
Okay.
It's we're in interesting times, Steve, brother.
Oh yeah.
Very interesting times. Just we're just doing what we need to do here day by day, and all is well. It's if I like the way I work, I like to see things and touch things, when I want to buy things. So
Yeah.
it's a bit challenging when you got to do it online because I'm not used to doing it like that. Because all these things that I'm doing, all the different trades involved, I don't do them every day.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I'm learning on the fly, but
Yep.
So it's for myself, the way I work, I like to touch and feel and so on and so forth. When I was building automated machinery, I was running a whole line projects, and there's people who can, all the engineers, they can draw it out. I'm not one of those people. I need to be hands-on, and I get things done. Everybody has different techniques on doing things, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't put too much stock in the engineers. They're book smart, but they're not practical. Never found a decent engineer.
yeah, well, we have to fix all their errors on the floor, right? There's very, very few that were real good, like not many mistakes, but some of them were, some of the mistakes were incredible. Laughing, some of them were laughable, the mistakes. But yeah. There was one guy that he was a German fellow where my cousin worked. I never knew him, but he said this guy would design machines he would give you the exact weight within an ounce or so. And you would put his machines together and there's no problems. He was the only one.
Rare.
This guy says it was amazing. He says it was beautiful to work on his stuff because it was bang, 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 bang. But I haven't experienced that myself. So yeah, it's interesting. What do we have here? Daniela, I bought a clay pot to filter water from some Nicaragua people doing from hand. Clay pot. Everything is rotund, so inexpensive here in Costa Rica too, but no lockdown and no test to get in here. Yeah, I have a friend of mine who's down there in Costa Rica. So how do they filter water with a clay pot? They just let it seep through? Because it is porous clay. Oh, so they let us seep through the clay pot. Okay. Interesting.
Mm.
Nature has its ways to clean things. That's for sure. It's earth potter, yeah. Yeah, there's nature does it through rocks, pebbles, sand, clays and so on and so forth. That's filters. Yeah. Excuse me, get a clean water after that. When you get if you ever had spring water from a mountain, it's pretty amazing stuff. It's got a lot of energy in it. It's coming up through the ground, going up and then flowing down through all the rocks and so on and so forth, getting cleaned that way. Well, I guess we can do a meditation, Steve.
Yeah.
You want? The planet could use it. That's for sure. We can all use it.
Yep.
So, are the stores open down there?
Yep. Yeah, things are opening up. I think the bars are open tomorrow. They're allowing the bars to reopen. Oh yeah, they're pushing that. That's one of the big things that they're pushing here.
The
You're
what?
getting all the bars and restaurants to offer free drinks if you're vaccinated. Show your vax card and you get a free drink.
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
Yeah, well, to each their own. Let's get comfortable and close our eyes and focus on the breath. On the inhale, up the spine. Exhale down the front. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front. Let's focus on the area below the belly button. With each breath, we go deeper and deeper. If you want to imagine a mini vortex, nature brings balance through implosion. Vortexes are implosive. Let's move the focus to the genitals. Let's bring our focus to the perineum between genitals and anus. Each breath we go deeper and deeper. Let's move the focus to the tailbone. With each breath, we go deeper and deeper. Just move our focus to the kidney area. Go up the spine to between the shoulders. Move up the spine to the atlas, where the skull meets the spinal cord, spine. Let's move the focus to the top of the head. Let's move the focus to the third eye. Let's bring the focus to the throat area. Move the focus to the heart. Sending plasma love always flowing to all the inhabitants of the earth. We see a beautiful planet moving back towards balance. Let's bring the focus to the solar plexus. And let's cycle the breath. And away we go. John, we're closing up. How's it doing? How's it going?
Hey, you guys are shutting down?
Hmm.
Yeah, we just did meditation.
Oh, sorry. You guys, cool. Well, more power to you.
It's interesting times. The planet needs our light.
Yeah, well, I wish you guys a good week and blessings to you. And I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you. Same to you.
All right, take it
Okay.
easy.
Take care.
All right. Good night, Steve. Good night, John.
Good night.
Everything else on Facebook. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.